Welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of YouTube, where I forget to turn on my overhead lights. Pit Stain Hobbies. Hello, all we need is a little bit of luck, a little bit of energon, and a whole lot of luck. We've got Optimus Prime from Agora Models. Oh boy, I'm freaking out a little bit here. Oh dear, oh boy. Okay, okay, yeah, a little giddy. Optimus frickin' Prime. Oh boy. Here's the model. Now, they give you the life-size poster. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. Wait, yeah. That's a 2-foot deep work mat. The work mat is 3 feet wide. So basically, when Optimus Prime's done, laying him on his back will cover basically our entire work surface. And that's without the display stand that they're gonna have for him. My God, 31 inches tall. I've worked out the math. It's based on fairly agreeable data that the cartoon Optimus Prime Gen 1 was about 6 meters tall. This equates to about a 1/8 scale model of Optimus Prime. I can't even call it a figure. But it's not a statue. It's fully posable, and it does all kinds of fun stuff. Link in the description below to check him out. But the mouthpiece moves, the eyes light up, he talks. The little clearance lights light up. The little lights in his toes light up. The matrix of leadership is in his chest. It lights up. He comes with a bigger one to hold over his head. He's got his blaster that lights up. He's got his energon axe that lights up. This thing is insane. I'm shaking my entire camera rig here. It's very cool. So we got pack 1 here. We're gonna get right the hell into it. This thing is sweet. I've got the instructions here. Pack 1 PDFs. That's what Agora uses, is the PDFs. I quite like it. I just have it on screen. I can scroll right through it. I don't need to put a book down on my work surface. Look at the size of these parts. There's just like some side plates for his head. They're massive. I'm going to give you the speech at the beginning of any part work build. Use a good quality screwdriver, preferably ones that you've magnetized. Have your 3-in-1 oil handy in a dispenser, maybe a set of tweezers. They give you screwdrivers with all these part works, but they're fine, but they're not great. It's okay. They're part works companies. They're not tool companies, okay? If they were throwing a German screwdriver in every one of these boxes, we'd be paying a fair bit more. But oh my, look at the size of those windscreen plates for his chest. Holy crap, I don't even know which tray of parts to start with first. I think we're starting with some head stuff. Keep all the unused screws. We got the glue symbol in the instructions. We're gonna be building the head and part of the front of the chest, as is obvious there. Man, okay, so we're taking this pack. So let's put these aside for now. Oh. Kid in the candy store does not even begin to describe me with a ginormous Optimus Prime. Now, I did buy the Roboson transforming flagship, the bigger edition Optimus Prime, and the trailer. Yes, I'm silly in the head. Silly. But I love Optimus Prime. I have a really nice 25th anniversary Optimus Prime masterpiece figure in a display cabinet at my office. So Optimus is with me wherever I may go. Look at these nice, top. Oh, that's metal. That top of his head. There's Optimus's dome with nothing on it. Oh, look, we got some screws. Oh, they're in little tear-open bags. They're not Ziploc bags. So good thing we have spare Ziploc bags available to us. We could put some spare screws in there. All right, well, enough of my lip flapping, but either way, check out Agora's link below. Again, like, subscribe, comment, email me. Stickers are always available if you catch me screwing something up. Hopefully, I screw up less with Optimus Prime, because I wouldn't call myself a subject matter expert, but, hey. Okay, so let's see here. We got this little guy. And it's like playing Operation here in reverse. Well, actually, no. I mean, is it taking the bones out of the figure in operation or putting them in? So we're just going to start snapping some little bits in here. and we're going to use a little bit of glue. Okay, we got our crazy glue with our little needle applicator tip. Hopefully it didn't clog up. We just used it before on the Agora Zero. Now be very sparing with the glue. Don't go crazy. Actually, another trick you can do, you can put a tiny bit on the part and then carefully push her in. The other thing you can do is you could put a tiny dab on the back of the part. There we go. Put a tiny dab there on the back of the part. Please try not to glue the part to your fingers. I say that now. But do as I say, not as I do, because I will glue myself together. That's got to dry a little, and then we're going to install it into this bit right here. So, okay, we'll be back in a sec. Let me let my glue dry. All right, so we got that little part glued in. This is clearly the top of his head, and then we've glued the little blue part with the dots into the little silver thing, and then we got to get some more glue going into here. Just a couple little dots is fine. You don't need a ton. Slide that in. So it just slides in like that. And then we can, of course, put a tiny dot of glue along the back here. Hold that in. So this is now the second model that I've started today that requires quite a bit of extensive crazy gluing. I don't mind. I mean, it's honestly, the carpal tunnel with the wrists. It's easier than always screwing. Okay, so if you can see the little red and yellow little ball there, the little, light, whatever it is, the little thingy. Sensors, maybe? Sensors? Who knows? Let's see. Places. Yeah. It's just same parts. The instructions are all basically in CAD. So then we're going to take this part and we are going to install it on the top of the head. Oh, that's starting to look really nice. And we're going to get a couple screws in there into the metal. So, of course, you need your 3-in-1 oil. Just spooge a little of that. There we go. Squirty, squirty, squirty. Okay. Oh, man. Optimus Prime. I don't know if all the rest of you went to go see the Optimus Prime movie as kids. I need a smaller Phillips head here. But it was traumatizing. Because right at the beginning of the movie, they kill Optimus Prime, basically. Oh, my God. It was terrible. Kids were leaving crying. The producers and the directors, they were getting death threats. Well, in the mail. There was no email back then. But, yeah, it was horrible. And the backlash was severe. So much so that Hasbro was also working on the G.I. Joe cartoon movie at the same time. And they went, uh-oh, this ain't good. And they said, and they were like, oh no. Because they were going to kill Duke in the G.I. Joe movie. So instead, they made it that Duke went into a coma. And at the end of the movie, he came back from the coma and he survived. And that was purely self-preservation instinct on Hasbro's part to be like, yeah, people didn't take too kindly to them killing off one of the main, most loved characters in the franchise. That was what we call stupid. But we've got Optimus in spades now. This is insane. Okay, now we've got a little electric motor. Okay, this is where things are starting to get cray-cray. Let's see here. We got a little coggy thing. Tweezers are good for picking the parts out of here. And they have very specific instructions to hold the circuit board pointing down like that and put the cog on pointing this way, if I'm not mistaken. Or they want it up. Well, I can't put it fully up in either direction, not vertically. So, I mean, obviously this is a motor with a gearbox, so it'll move around a bit. And then we've got this part here. And I'm going to What am I? Where am I? Okay, I got to figure some. I'm going to read the instructions. I didn't pre-read the instructions. I probably should have. Oh, that's it. This just kind of floats here, and then the cog, when it spins, it will move the mouth, move this piece of plate up and down or side to side or something like that. So, okay. All right. Well, I got to fedaddle this together because we've also got to very carefully sandwich these two parts together around it in this orientation. And, all right. So we do that. Okay. Here, I got this, actually. I got this. I got it. I got this, guys. Okay. That goes in there. Wait. After this goes... Oh, my Lord, Ian, your butterfingers. This goes on here. This goes on there. And then this goes on there. Ah, okay. That's that. And then we got to get a couple, two screws in here, and we will be right back. Alrighty. So that little thing's aside. Now here we're gonna put the eyes in here. Okay, eyes without a face. Oh, I'm not good at singing. Okay, and then we got to glue the faceplate onto this part. Now you could potentially insert this into the wrong side. So you want to insert it into this side. See the three little bosses? And on this side, they're just flat holes. Okay, you want to make sure you get it in this side. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to it. I don't love the idea of crazy glue with anything that has to transmit light, but I'm going to put a very, very, very tiny dot of crazy glue on each of these pegs, as small as I can get away with. And we're going to smush her in there. Okay, very good. Put that down, and then we're going to pick that back up, then we're going to put it back down, then pick it back up, then we're going to do the hokey pokey. And then we're going to take this faceplate. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to take these two little side pieces here. So flip her over to the back, and then we're going to take this fella and put it right, yeah. Okay. Building a face with a moving mouth is a bit fiddly. There we go. And we got those two little things, just like that, on those pegs. See, just right there. See, peg. Okay, on both sides. And then we're going to take the mouth and we're going to put it on those pegs right there. Yep, there we go. So these two pegs that are sticking out here, they just go into the back of the mouth plate. And then we can just kind of squeeze that together and hold it. And if my mouse was on the right section of my screen, I could scroll. And then we got to get a couple screws in here. Okay, so I'm not going to try to I'll do one. Let's see here. I am using the smaller PH0 screwdriver for all these screws so far. They're not good for a PH1. Oh, hungry! It's like hungry robots. Let's see. Optimus wants some energon. Get another screw in here. Come on. There you go. Go to your hole. Go in your home. Just tighten. That's it. And then one shall stand and one shall fall. I can't do a good Peter Cullen impersonation. I'm very sorry. And then we've got looks like some neck joint action going on over here. Got a little what is that? Little rubber ball. All right, and let's see here. We take this and we smush the rubber ball onto that end. And then we've got these two things. And we take the big hole, and we have that pointing forward, like so, with this peg pointing backwards. And we're smushing that in there. And so that rubber gives it some, lets it move, but it gives it some purchase on something. Let's see, do we have any nuts in here? Just me, haha. I don't see any nuts. This thing's weird. I don't know what that is. Oh, well, this is what we need. So, I'm confused. I'll be right back. All right, we've got it figured out. The nuts and screws and other things were actually in the second parts pack, along with plastic threaded black screws, which should have gone here and here instead of those silver machine screws. Same things on both sides of his jaw. So I replaced those four screws with these little screws, and then here's the nuts and the bolts. And you just put a nut into each little pocket there and just screw the screw in, and it'll keep it from twisting because it's a little hex pocket, the shape of the nut. And then we're going to shove this little metal weird doohickey with a tab and a bolt and a nut on it, and we're just going to just push that into that hole right there. So that's what we end up with. There we go. Push into F as shown. The larger end faces out. So, yeah, okay. So that's in. And then we've got to take TR126-2. TR126- I think that's this. So you're going to have to do a little bit of scrolling in the instructions, just to make sure that you're doing the right thing here. But I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll that, and let's see here. So we got to put one of these JST connectors into, there we go. Only one end will fit, which is nice. And make sure you have the pins lined up properly, or else it won't go in and you could damage the plug or the socket. And you know, you don't want to do that. You don't want to hurt Optimus. We got to put them together properly. Someone's got to lead the Autobots. Optimus Prime is a useless sack, isn't he? The guy got Optimus killed in the first place with his shenanigans, thinking he's a hero. We all hate Rodimus a little for that still, I think. Or I guess if you're not old enough, you don't know what the hell I'm talking. No, if you're watching this and you want to build a G1 Optimus Prime monstrosity of a statue, this thing 31 inches. Holy God. The wife is going to be perplexed. She was already a little like, wait, you're building what? And I said, I'm building a giant Optimus Prime. And she goes, okay, and how big is it? So the top goes here, and then this little circuit board here goes on here. And I said, honey, it's about 3 feet tall. And she goes, and where is that going to go? I think we've all had this conversation if you've built more than one partwork. And I go, honey, I'm going to take it to work. Don't worry, you won't see it in the house. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to display it in the house for at least a few days or a week or two. Or at least until I get someone to come over and check it out, because it's going to be cool. There we go. Okay, so that is the light board for his eyeballs. Even though he doesn't have eyeballs, he has sensors. Ah. Oh, this is so fun. Let's see here. And then we're gonna fit this contraption and these. See these two slots here, and then you got these two pegs right here and here. So this thing is gonna go inside of these two slots, like so. Okay, and that is how the head is going to move. Let's see here. So attach by sliding. Okay. All right. Attach E to D by sliding the notches over the posts. Yeah, the assembly will be called G. All right, fine. We're going to put that down. And then we've got to take one of these. We've got two of these parts. This one, yeah, that one looks right. Yeah, and this one's got a slot. See that little slot? So that little slot is going to go, yeah, right there to this thing we built before. And then, lordy, lordy, lordy. Let's see here. And then this thing is going to go which way? Oh, it's going to go this way. And then this is going to, these pegs, this guy is going to go here. And then these two are going to go, oh, there we go. They go right into place. Pretty slick. All right. All right. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down. We got to get a couple screws in here, so a few of these black screws. I'll be right back in 1 sec. Alrighty, so we screwed in screws here, here, and here, the PWB, the black screws, and then here, here, and here. And we have both those plates installed, and we've got a face, at least. Not the whole thing, not the whole head yet, but we're getting there. And something in the head, step 7 continued. Oh, we got to do some wire routing now. So we're gonna, I guess we're gonna come down here, and we're gonna route this cable into there and into there like that. And then this one's gonna come over the top of the head and then go underneath. Oh geez, here we go. Go underneath this part and then out there. See that? Pulling it right through. All right, and then it's gonna go. Oh, do they want us to wrap? They want us to pull this wire into his neck also. So like, they want to pull these here. I got to look at this a little closer. I want to give you a better shot of this, but I don't know exactly. A little confused. So let me just play with this for a second. All right, so here's how we want to do this. They're going to go down here, and they're going to go around the front of those tabs, and then they're going to go through the neck, and they're going to come out the corners right here. That's the intention. Also, we dropped one nut down there, okay, and we put one of those long silver screws in the bottom and just gently twisted it until it caught onto the nut and then pulled it tight. And that was a little tricky, but we got through it. No big deal. So now we're gonna put this aside and grab the back of his head, is what I think so. And as far as alignment goes, big holes down here. Nope, right there. That way is up. And then we got to take these two things, put these where? Oh, right there. Okay. So these two parts in this orientation go right there and right there. And we are going to glue those in. So let's just give it a sec and I'll have some glue in there and drying. Okay, so now we're going to take the back of his head with those little silvery things glued in, okay, and pop her right on to the back of Optimus with that curved part at the top, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 of the little black screws. And BRB. I think this thing's starting to go together a little faster now that we're outside of the mechanical and wiring part of the head. You know, just be careful with that stuff. Just make sure you do it right, because once you bolt this whole thing together, you'll have to unbolt the whole thing again. So now, oh, look at this. There we go. We're gonna put Optimus's dome on. There we go. And we're going to use 4 more of the little black screws to screw that on. And he's looking a little silly right now, but we'll get to this. It's like a football player thing. Be right back. Okay, well, we're going to get the side of his head started up here. We need a little glue somewhere here. Let me see here. Okay, we got to put a little crazy glue right on these 2 tiny pegs. Okay, good. And we're going to put this piece in here. Nice. Okay, and then we're going to take this, the big ear thing. They took a little bit of our artistic license with the antennas, and some people don't like them, but I kind of do. I really do like them. I think somebody's making some like 3D printed plastic aftermarket one, but this is die-cast metal. The paint finish is, I don't know, perfect, and I'm sticking with these. I like them a lot. And then we need 1 more of those little black screws. 1 tiny little black screw is going to hold this whole thing on. Now, there is a locating pin, if you can see it there. So you got to make sure it's, right there. That's that locating pin. And then we're going to pop her on to the side of his cranium. And we want to get it, I think, right on that boss right there. Yep, that's it. Get that on there. And then 1 screw right in the middle. There we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, that's looking badass. Damn, that's cool. Okay. The other side is the reverse of this. So I'm just going to knock that out real quick and be right back. Okay, now to make his eyebrows look less silly, we're going to take this little piece out of here. And again, our friend Mr. Crazy Glue, or cyanacrylate glue, Zap-A-Gap, CA glue, whatever brand you're using, it's all cyanacrylate. It's also used for emergency wound closure at the vet. Ask me how I know. There we go. Oh, it's so precious. A little Optimus head. Oh, it's adorable. I love it. It's massive. It's like, I mean, I'm a full-grown man. I'm very full-grown in the middle. But yeah, I mean, I don't have the world's largest hands, but Optimus's head has always been a little bit small for his body. Like, it always seems like his head's just a wee bit smaller than it should be, whether it's the cartoons or the movies or anything. Okay. I'm really liking this. I am not complaining about this design direction they went with these ears. These antennae, whatever they are, they're awesome. Optimus, oh, you are a handsome devil, you. Let's get his neck right back there. That little rubber ball joint in there, that's actually pretty good. And then we gotta stuff some little, we gotta stuff these little yellow guys in here. So these are on a plastic sprue. I'm using Display sprue cutters. You can use any flush cutter you want. I just like using these higher end. These are single bladed nippers. They give a much cleaner cut to the part, like super clean. I highly recommend them. You don't have to use them. You could use any flush cutter you have available to you. And we're gonna take these little guys also, I think. Oh, they are. Okay, I was like, why are they baby blue? Nope, they're painted silver on the other side. And we want to nip these off just so. We don't want to nip the part off. We just want to take it off the sprue. But yeah, the single-bladed nippers are definitely, in my opinion, superior to 2-bladed nippers. They are more delicate, though. You can only use them on plastic. You can't really cut anything else with them. So these are numbered 1 and 2. So TR 141. It's 1. The other one's 2. On the inside of these things, it said 1 and 2. So now we're going to take did we? I think we got to put a bit of glue. Do we? I think I should. I should put a. I'm going to dry fit this first, just to make sure. This is number 2. This is number 1. This only goes one way. Right? Yeah, right there. Okay. Yeah, so we do need to glue those together. So I'm going to glue these down on this side. I'm going to glue the other ones down on the other side, and we'll be right back. Okay, so time to test your LEDs. I might want to have done this before I assembled the eyeballs, but either way, we plug in the battery. We fill it with 4 of Costco's finest Kirkland AA batteries. They're actually I think they're made by Duracell. And let's see if you can see little eyes. See that? Right there. There they go. The eyes light up. It's a little bright in my workshop, but we want to test every single one of these LEDs. I've already tested all 4 of these LEDs because they do get kind of glued into place. So now we got to start assembling these little barrels. We got a lot of parts on sprues. So again, I'm going to recommend a nice set of single bladed, and they just cut through like butter through plastic. It's so nice. They cut through plastic like a hot knife through Irish butter, because that's extra soft. Yeah, that's all. A little investment in a tool. But yeah, you could get these at a lot of places. Amazon primarily, or pretty much any hobby shop usually has a decent single-bladed nipper. Some are more expensive than others. So we're going to take one of these, and we're going to run the wire through the little hole. Let me zoom in here for you a bit. We're gonna put the wire through this little square opening. All right, and then we're going to put the LED right into that notch, just like that. Okay, yeah, like that. Okay, so the LED is sticking out, but the tab, the little lip of the LED is in between those 2 sections right there. And then it wants us to take a couple of these, put a lens in there. Let's grab that. Let's grab a lens. I'm just going to do one of these on camera, or else this video is going to be like 2 hours long. I'm going to do one for you so we see how it works. I'm going to take one of these parts, which should both be all identical. They all look identical. And we take a lens. We're going to pop it in there like so. Then we're going to take, there's a little tab here, and there's a tab on here. We want to put that on there. And we should have cut out one of these ahead of time, but I didn't think. That's the theme of this channel. My opening is not purely for entertainment. I have a brain whoopsie once in a while. So let's get that back on there, and get this fella on the other side. Nope, the LED fell out of its little opening. So if you want, you could, I wouldn't crazy glue this LED down. Absolutely not. But if you bend the wire just right, come on. Oh, that's why. Our lens has fallen out of its... This is a little tricky. Let's take our flathead, very gently pry this open. So I think we'll want to put this together in this vertical orientation here. Okay. So we'll want to do this with everything kind of facing down. So we'll want to make sure that stays in there and that the light stays put. Okay? So hold your finger on the back of that, And then we should be able to, there we go. Okay. Oh! Seriously? Should I have glued that in? Let's see here. It doesn't say. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say to glue it in, but it doesn't want to stay in otherwise. At least not that I can tell. Okay, I'm going to fight with this a little more. I'll be right back. I'm sure I'm doing something somewhat wrong. I'll figure it out. One sec. Okay, so here's what I did. I put a tiny bit of Solarez on the back of that lens, and I put a tiny bit of Solarez. That's UV curing, you know, basically glue, but it's UV curing. It doesn't create haze like crazy glue. And that's what I used to just hold everything in place. Made it a lot easier. Things went a lot quicker. If you do want to use crazy glue to hold these lenses in, I don't recommend it because it could cause that fog of doom inside where it's like all white and hazy, and you know, if it's not good. If you're absolutely going to use crazy glue, you got to let the part air dry for like hours and hours and hours, or use a kicker. But I don't like using a kicker all the time on like pre-painted plastic bits because you never know how it's going to react. So either it's just fiddly. You could use like a rubber cement, canopy glue, white glue, PVA glue, like Elmer's, any regular non-crazy glue should be fine. Just a tiny dab will do you. But yeah, let's see one of our lights lit up. I've tested all 4 of them, and blammo, there we go. Chest lights, awesome. All right, and pull that out carefully. We don't want to break those little harnesses. I do have spare JST connectors floating around, but I don't want to have to like wire a new one in. So we got those four little dudes right there. And then we got to put on these little back plate covers and glue those on. And yeah, they will just go on the back like that. So I'm going to get those on and I'll be right back. Moving along, we're going to take this little bracket with a number 1 on it, okay, with number 1 facing forward, and we're going to fish a line right through there, and then we're going to snap that into the light. Oh, lordy. That's a tight fit, but that's a good thing. We want it to be a tight fit. Ah! Look at me. Look at this dumbass fighting with this thing. Okay. There we go. Okay. You just have to wiggle her in there. Oh, we've got adult jokes for that one, but not on this episode. We're being family friendly-ish here. Oh. It seems like, you know, it's fine. They're a really snug fit. Why does this seem to not want to go into its home? They really don't want these suckers wiggling around on you. Oh, almost. Wait. And 3rd time's a charm. Okay. Just need some finger strength there. That's all. Okay, so we got our 2 lights snapped in like so. We're going to take the chest frame marked numero 1 somewhere here. Yeah, there's a 1 right there. There's the 1. You could kind of see it. And we're going to take the 1 and we're going to put this thing where? Let's see. Oh, right here. The CAD drawings are a little confusing, so we're gonna put these here, and we're gonna glue that in. I don't know if we really need to glue it in, but we'll put a tiny bit of glue on it. You know, that's what they want. That's what they get. It's probably more for keeping it in place while you're assembling things than like permanent affixation. All right. And then we're going to take one of these brackets. TR154. Do these have 1s and 2s? Are these identical, these brackets? These brackets are identical. And we're gonna get interesting. Oh, the wires will go down the side. Okay. Under the lights. So the wires, to get this wire under here, under this light, and then these two down the sides. And then around the front here. And then we're going to smush them back there, like that, so they don't get pinched anywhere. And then we're going to take this thing and bolt it onto here. Yeah. Yeah, 2 PWB screws. Okay, all right, we're figuring this out. We're figuring it out. It's probably going to be a long bunch of episodes for building Optimus, depending. This is a lot of parts. Luckily, he's very symmetrical. So I'll be like, I'll do one side, and then I can skip over the other and show you the completed other side. Don't screw these both in at first, just part of the way. That way we can make sure we get this bracket line, because this is going to be the hinge that opens up the chest to display the Autobot Matrix of Leadership and its nice little light show that it's going to have. That should be cool. And that Matrix is staying right where it belongs in Optimus Prime. It's not going to Hot Rod, Rodimus Slime. No, thank you. No, thank you. Okay, and then these two wires, well, if you lost them through the hole like I did, you can not squeeze them, son of a. Keep them in that notch until you're done tightening down, until you're done tightening this thing down. That's my, there we go. There's one of Ian's life lessons. Do as I say, not as I do. And if we just loosen this bracket up, we should be able to, yep, we should be able to get those in there. Perfect. It's fine. Pull it through. And the other one, get that one through there. Just push her through with the flathead. Fine. She's in. Okay. And remember, we want them to be routed like so. Okay? So that they're not pinching anything and they're over this bracket, and then they're going to go in the middle of this feller right here and come down like that. Okay? And then we're going to take one of these brackets, which are also both identical, and we're going to smush that onto here after applying a little dab of CA glue to the pins. A little dab of crazy glue. Okay. And then we're going to make sure. Oh, shut up, alarm. Squeezy, squeezy. There we go. Perfect. She's in. Our wires should come right through that hole. Okay. And up, it's glued to my finger. Well, it was only a matter of time until that happened. Ian plus crazy glue equals silly mistakes happening. You know what? I didn't even remember to tighten these two screws back down fully. That probably didn't help the part sticking. Crazy glue does take a bit to set up, so we've still got some time there. Make sure the wires are through there. And then there we go. So now she's glued down. That crazy glue does take a little bit to set up. This plastic seems like it's got a little fiber reinforcement in it, almost like, yeah, it's a very stiff plastic. This is similar to the plastic they make like power tools out of, and those things get dropped all the time. So this should be a fairly stout, stout little robot when we're done. And we've got those, and then we've got magnets. Magnets, you don't say. Whoa, yeah, they're magnets, all right. And we've got to put a couple magnets in. Now, here's the tricky part with magnets is they only go one way at a time. So we want to make sure we get the same side glued down. So we're going to put those, we're going to slide them off. Okay. You basically want, yeah. So we want them both to be facing the same direction. And we're going to little crazy glue in here. And a little bit in here. And one magnet there. And one magnet there. And then we can use a little bit of our zip kicker since we're just on plain plastic. And that'll make the crazy glue go off, you know, nearly instantaneously, but very quickly. And then we're going to assemble the chest. So now we're going to take, now we got the beauty shot here. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to, do I have the wrong one? Maybe I do. I think I did. Okay, let's make sure our wires we're paying attention to where they are. And we're just going to squeeze that all together. Okay, and you see how our wires are clearing right there? And then, okay. And we're going to get four of these silver screws in there, and we'll be right back. Okay, we got those 4 screws in there, and now time for the windscreens. I'm going to take our little plastic bit, and we're going to put our window in there. No glue here. Don't even think about it. Okay. And we're going to pop that in. It's a nice tight fit. Nice positive click. We're going to take one of our wiper blades. Okay, and we want it to be, I think it's this blade. I don't know, they might be the same for all I know. And we want that to go in here. And we'll want to put a tiny dab of crazy glue. We don't want to have so much glue floating around that it off-gases and hazes up the plastic. Because once that happens, it's very hard to recover from. Okay, that clicked into place nicely. Wipers right down at the bottom there. Perfect. Look at that. That's sweet. Okay, so now TR166. What do we got? Looks like there's this piece of double-sided tape that's going to go right there. Well, it's sticky-backed red plastic. So I'm going to take that sticky-backed red plastic, make sure our wires are down flat, and we're going to get that red plastic stuck into there. Okay. Then we're going to take one of our side window frames. We're going to snip that off the sprues. Again, this is definitely begging you to have, and they're undergated. Undergating means there's a bit of sprue here. They kind of hide some of the sprue connection on the back. So you want to make sure that you snip that off. Okay. So that's undergating. That is a more advanced way of doing things. These little pieces of side glass look identical from side to side. And we're just going to cut one off right there and right there. We're going to pop it into the window frame like so. We're going to take our microfiber towel and we are going to rub the inside of this glass a bit. Make sure it's nice and clean. And then we're going to snap it in like so. There we go. We got our little corner window in. And that's it for this side. We're going to repeat the whole process for the other side of the chest, and we will return. Okay, well, the other side of the chest is all done, and we're going to hop on our live stream at the Hobby Time Modelers. But yeah, Agora Models Optimus Prime, big heavy head, the size of that thing. Head, move. Okay, guess the movie, win a sticker. It's a virtual planetoid. So yeah, that's that for the first pack of the Agora Models Optimus Prime. Link in the description below. My email's below. Comment, like, subscribe, what have you. Party on, everyone. And Autobots, roll out. See you next time.